If you're diving into Megabonk, you already know the game is packed with wild characters, but today we're focusing on one of the absolute most fun to play, Calcium. This skateboarding skeleton isn't just here to look cool, he can hit supersonic speeds while shredding through enemies. The trick with Calcium is all about that movement speed. His passive bonus ramps it up over time, and the faster he goes, the harder he hits. So, if you want to make the most of this gnarly little skeleton, you've got to push his speed to the absolute max. In this video, I'm breaking down the best Calcium build you can run in Tier 3 Megabonk runs. We'll cover which weapons to grab first, the tomes that will actually make a difference, and the items you want to prioritize to turn Calcium into an unstoppable speed machine. Whether you're already cruising through the game or just unlocking all 4 weapon and tome slots, stick around because I'm going to show you exactly how to get Calcium hitting peak performance and having the most fun while doing it. I'm quickly moving on to the video.
Very small portion of the audience is subscribed to the channel.
If you enjoy these types of list videos,
please don't forget to subscribe if you like these types of videos.
Enjoy watching.
Thanks.
Let's talk about Calcium's weapon setup in Megabonk. First up, we have the Bone, which is Calcium's default weapon. Now, don't underestimate it just because it's the starter. This little guy throws bones that actually bounce off enemies, hitting multiple targets in one go. It's kind of like the revolver, but with a twist: slower projectile speed, lower critical hit chance, but way higher base damage and bounces. Once you start upgrading it, especially increasing the number of projectiles, this weapon can turn into a real crowd control beast. Next on the list is the Bananarang. Yes, you heard that right, bananas. The Bananarang throws bananas that return to you after reaching their peak, kind of like a boomerang. This pairs beautifully with Calcium's insane movement speed. The trick here is to avoid taking damage to keep your speed up, then dash past enemies while letting the bananas do their magic. On the way back, they hit every enemy you just raced past, which is not only satisfying but also extremely effective. Then we have the Lightning Staff. Now, this one might seem a little tricky at first because it targets nearby enemies randomly, but don't let that fool you. Calcium's speed makes this staff ridiculously powerful. The lightning can reach enemies from farther than you might expect, and when you combine that with upgrades to increase projectile count, it becomes a perfect tool to clear large groups. Just zip around like a speed demon and let the staff handle the rest. Of course, speed alone isn't enough, and that's where Aegis comes in. This isn't your typical weapon, it's more like a lifesaver. Aegis blocks incoming attacks and sends out shockwaves, giving you shields that recharge over time. Since Calcium moves so fast, it's easy to accidentally skate into a swarm of enemies. Aegis helps you survive those chaotic moments without losing momentum, letting you keep racing through the map and avoiding deadly hits. Let's circle back to the Bone for a moment. While it's simple, upgrading it is key. Focus on enhancing its bounces and projectile count. The more it ricochets between enemies, the more damage you'll dish out while barely breaking a sweat. Even if you find other weapons along the way, keeping the Bone in your arsenal can be a solid choice. The Bananarang deserves another shout out because of its synergy with Calcium's movement. Think of it as painting a trail of destruction behind you. The faster you go, the more enemies it hits on its way back. It's especially fun in bigger rooms where enemies are spread out. You basically turn speed into firepower, which is a signature Calcium move. With the Lightning Staff, positioning becomes crucial. You don't need to be in the middle of a crowd to deal damage. Calcium's speed lets you dodge while still letting the staff zap enemies from a distance. Projectile count upgrades make it even more chaotic in the best way possible. You'll feel like a lightning-powered whirlwind, taking out enemies without even slowing down. Finally, Aegis really ties the whole build together. You're not just dealing damage anymore, you're staying alive while doing it. Those shields give you that little bit of extra time to plan your next move or escape tricky situations. Combine all 4 weapons, Bone, Bananarang, Lightning Staff, and Aegis, and you've got a Calcium build that's fast, fun, and almost unstoppable. It's all about speed, strategy, and a bit of chaos, which perfectly sums up the Calcium experience in Megabonk. Let's dive into Calcium's tome setup in Megabonk. First off, there are 3 must-have tomes for basically every build: XP Tome, Curse Tome, and Luck Tome. The XP Tome is simple but insane. It increases the experience points you gain from every source. Grab it early and upgrade it aggressively. If you can get it to around 50% in the first half of Tier 1, you'll probably hit level 35 or 40 for facing the first stage boss. That's huge for setting the pace of your run. The Cursed Tome is the trickster of the bunch. It increases difficulty by spawning more enemies and giving them stronger stats. Now that sounds scary, but it's actually a big bonus for Calcium. More enemies mean more XP shards, which, when combined with your XP tome, skyrockets your leveling speed. It's a little risky, but calcium's speed and mobility make this almost a guaranteed win if you play it right. Next, the luck tome. As the name suggests, it boosts your luck stat, which increases the chances of getting better items or upgrades. This is one of those tomes that feels borderline broken because high luck practically guarantees a stronger arsenal as the run progresses. Between XP, cursed, and luck, you're covering leveling, challenge, and rewards all at once, a perfect trifecta. Now, let's talk damage tome. This one is straightforward. It increases all outgoing damage by a certain percentage. Since calcium moves so fast and can avoid hits reliably, survivability, tomes aren't always necessary. Instead, boosting bone, bananarang, and lightning staff damage with the damage tome makes you hit even harder. It's simple, effective, and perfect for a high-speed offensive build. The agility tome is another favorite for calcium. Because his passive ability scales damage based on movement speed, any boost here translates directly to more power. The faster you go, the harder you hit. Just be careful not to accidentally fly into a crowd of enemies because high speed can be both a blessing and a curse if you're not paying attention. Quantity tome is a bit underrated but incredibly handy, especially early in the game. It increases the number of projectiles your weapons fire. For calcium, this is particularly useful not only for bone, bananarang, and lightning stuff, but also for generating extra shield projectiles with Aegis. More projectiles mean more damage and better crowd control, which fits perfectly with his playstyle. If you're lucky, you'll pick up damage or agility tomes along the way, but if not, quantity tome is a solid fallback. It keeps your offensive output high and ensures you're not falling behind, even if you missed one of the other power-focused tomes. Think of it as a safe, consistent way to stay strong throughout the run. In the end, the best calcium tome setup is all about stacking efficiency. XP tome, cursed tome, and luck tome as your foundation, then pick between damage, agility, or quantity based on what you find. With these tomes, calcium becomes a super fast, high damage machine, zipping through enemies while leveling up and stacking insane loot along the way. It's all about speed, power, and a little bit of chaos, exactly how a calcium run should feel. When it comes to calcium in Megabonk, the best items are all about keeping him fast and maneuverable. Calcium's speed is his biggest advantage, so anything that boosts movement speed or helps him navigate tricky situations is a must. Keep your eyes peeled for the men in suits wearing colored hats. These guys sell items in exchange for gold, with the hat color showing the rarity of what they have. Most of your items will come from opened chests, but spotting one of these vendors is like hitting the jackpot. They each offer 3 items, increasing in cost and power based on rarity and tier. Picking the right items early can make a huge difference in a run, giving you more speed, more damage, and more chaos to deal with enemies efficiently. Let's start with the common items. Turbo socks are a no-brainer, giving a plus 15% movement speed boost. Time bracelet adds plus 8% XP gain. Definitely not just a normal watch. Forbidden juice increases your crit chance by plus 10%. Battery gives plus 8% attack speed, Clover boosts luck by plus 7.5%, and Skulig increases difficulty by plus 7%. These are solid staples for early game momentum. Rare items start to spice things up. Feathers let you jump higher and further, while Coward's Cloak boosts movement speed when taking damage and adds plus 5% to your base speed. Backpack increases projectile count for all weapons. Golden Sneakers lets you earn money just by moving around. An Unstable Transfusion gives a plus 27% chance to apply a stack of Blood Mark when hitting enemies. Rare items really start to complement Calcium's aggressive, fast-paced playstyle. Epic items take the build to the next level. Turbo Skates scale your attack speed with movement speed, stacking up to plus 40%. The Scarf lets you deal 33% more damage while airborne. Slurp Gloves cast blood magic on hit, damaging enemies and healing you for 7.5% every 9 seconds. And Demonic Soul increases damage by 0.1% per kill, stacking all the way to 100%. Epic items really reward players who can keep up with Calcium's speed and chaos. Legendary items are game changers. Big Bonk has a 2% chance to bonk an enemy for 20 times damage, enough to turn a room upside down. Speed Boy slows down time and doubles damage when you take damage below 50%. max HP. Sucky Magnet periodically drags all XP around you, letting you level up faster without missing a single shard. These legendary items can completely redefine a run. When building your ideal calcium setup, prioritize items that boost movement speed and synergize with his passive abilities. Turbo Socks, Turbo Skates, and Coward's Cloak are all fantastic choices to keep him skating past enemies and avoiding hits. Combine these with damage-focused items like Scarf or Demonic Soul to make sure he hits just as hard as he moves fast. In the end, the best calcium items turn him into a whirlwind of speed, damage, and chaos. From early game common items to game-breaking legendaries, stacking the right gear ensures you're zipping through enemies, collecting loot, and dominating every stage. With the right items, Calcium isn't just fast, he's unstoppable. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.